Hi, and welcome to Project Independence Yoga. My name is Rebecca, and today's class is going to be a open level, gentle yoga class where we're going to be doing the entire class standing. So make sure your mat is perfectly clear. You don't have anything on your mat. Have your props handy, your blocks, your blanket. Even if you have a chair nearby, and you want to use that chair as a prop to put your hand on for balance, or if you want to sit on the chair and follow along with the class. So this class could be done standing or on a chair, but I'll be guiding this class standing. So that being said, let's all find comfort in the center of our mat. You could be center or at the front of your mat. And just finding your alignment. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky. Shoulders are stacked over your hips. Spine is aligned. And just gently place the hands palms forward. And start to shift your weight from one foot to the other. And just hold for a second on the right foot. And then a breath on the left foot. And just start to notice the connection that your feet have with your mat. So since this is going to be a complete standing yoga class, it's very important to stay connected to your foundation, which are your feet. So just kind of start to notice we're shifting our weight from one side to the other. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start to reach our arm up. That apple picking motion, and then reaching to the other side. You can come onto the ball of the foot. So the left foot's grounded, the right foot comes to the ball when you're reaching the right hand over. Same thing on the left side. Now my left foot, I'm on the ball of the left foot, and I'm reaching, and I'm breathing, and just starting to get a little warmth started in the body. Breathing and breathing. Nice. Stretching along the body, still paying close attention to the feet as we're reaching up. And then just bringing the hands back down, palms forward, and maybe heel toe the feet together if you need to, so that the feet are about hip distance apart. And we're just going to find that original yoga stand. Crown of the head's reaching up, shoulders stacked over the hips, spine is aligned. We're going to bring the arms to a T and turn the palms up toward the sky. On our inhale, we're going to bring the arms up and gaze up. And then palms facing down toward the earth, lowering down on the exhale, bringing the chin toward the chest. So we're getting nice movement in the arms and the shoulders, and also warming up the cervical spine, gazing up. On the exhale, lowering the arms down, chin to chest. And one more time, bringing those hands up, gazing up, and this time bringing the palms together, lowering to heart center for balance. And this is where, in this class, we're going to set our intention. And the intention is something something you intend to accomplish for yourself. So your intention is something you want to do only for you. Something that's going to make you smile. Something that's going to bring you joy. So you want to accomplish that today. You want to do something really special for yourself. Then, if you want to dedicate your practice to someone or something, a friend or a pet, something that brings you joy. So when you're working through your practice, you think about that person, or maybe it's a cat or a dog or whatever it is, and it's just going to naturally bring you joy. Beautiful. So let's take a nice full breath in and a slow exhale. And then on the next inhale, bring those hands together up over the head. Cross the fingers on both hands. Turn the palms up toward the sky and extend those arms though. The arms are nice and engaged. On your next exhale, we're going to lower down, pushing the arms forward, trying to keep the shoulders down around the ears. And then on your next inhale, keeping those arms nice and engaged, pushing them up high over the head. And exhale, lowering down, pushing forward. And one more time, bring those hands up. And then exhale, pushing them down. And then separating the hands now, and we're going to turn the palms forward, just like we did in the beginning of class. We're going to find that pose that we had in the beginning of the class, crown reaching up toward the sky, shoulders stacked over the hips, spine is aligned. And we're going to inhale the hands up again, just like we did, gazing up. Exhale, lowering the hands down, chin to chest, and keeping the hands down, again, palms facing forward. Now we're going to warm up the cervical spine a little bit. So make sure that alignment is set. And we're just going to turn the head to the right and pause, and center and pause, and to the left and pause. And just do that a few times, taking your time. We're warming up the cervical spine. You never want to rush through that. Breathing, breathing, and then gazing forward. We're going to continue to warm up the cervical spine. So I'm checking my alignment. I'm always scanning my alignment, making sure my feet are nice and grounded in the earth, and just lower the right ear toward the right shoulder. So when you're doing this, this is very important. It's a very gentle guide. We're stretching out the left side of the neck. So it's very gentle guide. We're lowering the right ear toward the right shoulder, not bringing the shoulder up to the ear, just lowering the right ear very gently toward that right shoulder. And on your next exhale, just slowly roll the chin toward the chest. And we're going to roll the head straight back, nice and slow. Don't go back too far, just until you're gazing right over the head, looking maybe at your ceiling. And then exhale, coming forward. So now we're going to warm up the right side of the neck by lowering the left ear toward the left shoulder, stretching out the right side of the neck. Very gentle guide again. You're really going to notice the difference one side to the other. It's generally never exactly the same feeling. One side might be a little tighter, one side might be a little bit more bendy, and that's normal. It's perfectly normal. On your next exhale, roll your chin towards your chest, and then roll the head straight back again, nice and slow. Don't go back too far, and then gazing forward. So now we're going to come to a nice full body standing stretch. I like to call this sunrise arms. So I bring my hands in front and I make a nice palm up stretch, gazing up, and then exhale, lowering the hands down into what I like to call sunset arms. Soften the knees just a little bit like you're coming into chair pose. And then again, rising up, gazing up. And one more time, exhale into that soft chair, sunset arms, beautiful. And we're gonna come up again, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. From here, we're gonna come into our warrior two pose. So coming to the front of your mat, both feet are facing forward. We're going to send the left foot back. So we're gonna start out by sending the left foot back. Left foot goes back, and then you're going to soften or fold that right knee until the right knee is over the ankle. If the right knee passes the ankle, that might mean that your feet are too close together and you can just shimmy that foot out just a little bit. So from here, we're going to bring the arms to a T. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky. Making sure that that left foot, the back foot, is nice and grounded in the earth. You want to balance out. If you're not grounding the back foot, you may have too much weight on that front leg. So bringing the arms to a T, you've got that right foot nice and grounded, right knee over the right ankle. The outside of that left foot is reaching down toward the earth to keep you balanced. Fingertips are reaching in opposite directions. Check that back hand, which is that left hand and arm. You want to make sure That left hand is also at shoulder height. If it's not, see if you could bring it up. And that's what we're working toward. So wherever that hand is for you today, because you're listening to your body, that's where it is today. We're going to turn the right palm up now. We're going to come into peaceful warrior. That left hand can come on the left leg, and that right hand comes up or over. A nice stretch along the right side of the body. Listening to the body here. Any discomfort in the shoulder, the back knee, the front knee, come back up. Listen to the body. So that left hand is on the back of that left leg. Nice stretch along the right side of the body. Breathing here, in and out. And then we're going to come back into warrior two. Arms are back at a T, checking that back hand. And just a breath or two, warrior two, crown of the head's reaching up. I like to bring my shoulder blades a little bit together in warrior two. That helps me stay nice and aligned. Now we're going to turn both hands up toward the sky. Bring the hands up, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center, bringing the left leg to meet the right at the front of the mat. That could be done in a hop, that could be done in a step-in, or one big step. I'm going to inhale the hands up, and exhale into those sunset arms, soft chair, and rise up into that nice full body standing stretch. Palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. So now we're going to do warrior two on the other side. So this way, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to send my right foot back. The outside of my right foot's nice and grounded. The left knee comes over my left ankle. My arms are at a T. I'm checking that back hand, which is the right arm, and I'm gazing forward. Crown of the head's reaching up toward the sky, bringing my shoulder blades together, really reaching. Reaching with those fingertips in opposite directions helps to keep those arms engaged. When those arms are engaged, you're strengthening. Gazing over. So now we're going to turn the left palm up toward the sky and lower the right hand on the back of that right leg. And then the left hand is coming up and over, stretching the left side of the body. Listen to the body here. Any discomfort? You can maybe even bring the elbow up. Leave the arm down. What feels right for you? You can fold with both hands down. So wherever you're at today, it's important to listen to your body so that you don't get hurt and that you have a nice yoga practice. Remember, there's no competition in yoga. This is all about you and your own personal practice. Right back into warrior two. Turn the palms up toward the sky. Inhale the hands up. Lower to heart center. And now we're going to bring that right foot to meet the left. Just like that. Inhale the hands up. Exhale into that soft chair. And then rise up again. Palms and fingers together, lowering to heart center. So we're going to come into a high lunge pose now. So we're coming up to the front of the mat. So high lunge, there's high lunge and low lunge. Low lunge is where your runners start in a race. They're low to the earth, they have their fingertips on the ground, but we're going to stay to a high lunge. So bringing your hands to heart center, always for balance. So find that stance. First, let's do that. Remember that nice standing pose we did in the beginning of class? Palms forward, crown of the head's reaching up toward the sky. Start off here, noticing your feet. Your feet are nice and grounded. Maybe come up onto the balls of the feet, and then back onto the heels, back onto the balls of the feet, rising up, and then lowering down. And if you want to shift from side to side, just reconnecting with your feet, with your foundation. And then coming to stillness, inhale the hands up, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. So we're coming into high lunge. High lunge is very similar to warrior one. The main difference is we're sending that left foot back and we're coming onto the ball of the left foot. In Warrior One, the foot is on the earth and we angle the left foot out. So think about how a runner takes off in a race. So you come onto the ball of that left foot and soften the right knee and bring those hands together. So if I were in a low lunge, I would bring my hands down to the earth like I'm about to take off or onto the blocks. But in high lunge, we're just standing up. We've got the hands up, spine is aligned, fingertips reaching up toward the sky, trying to keep that right knee over the right ankle. Again, if it passes, send that left foot back. And then from here, we're going to take a high lunge twist. So with the right foot forward, we're all going to twist to the left, bringing the palms facing your left direction, I would say. You can also lower that left foot to the earth in the twist. Pivot it however you're feeling comfortable. We want to twist with the upper body and keep the hips as forward as possible in that high lunge. And just taking a breath here. My fingers, sometimes I have to spread my fingers out wide. It helps me keep everything nice and engaged in the arms. And then coming right back into high lunge. That nice soft right knee coming up onto the ball of the foot and holding for a breath. Palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. Let's bring the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat. And again, you can do one big step, you can hop along, however or whatever feels right for you. Inhale the hands up. We're going to exhale, soft knees, soft chair, and then rise up into that full body standing stretch. Palms and fingers together, lower it to heart center. So from here now, we're going to come into high lunge using sending the right foot back. So again, I'm really focusing on my foundation before I start. I'm going to send the right foot back. Come up onto the ball of the right foot, softening that left knee. I can already tell my feet are too close together, so I'm starting to kind of send that left foot out a little bit more. Shoulders are stacked over the hips, on the ball of that right foot, bringing the hands up toward the sky. I'm smiling, can't tell but I am. Nice smile, everybody should be smiling. What happens when we smile and breathe in? We're bringing positive energy into our body. So here we are in that high lunge. So now we're all gonna twist to the right. I'm gonna lower the right foot, grounding that right foot. Helps me come a little deeper into the twist. My palms are facing back. Fingertips are spread. And then I'm coming right back into my high lunge. Palms and fingers together. Lowering to heart center. Right foot comes to meet the left at the front of the mat. And from here, we're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale. Soft chair, and then rise up again, palms and fingers together, lower it to heart center. So from here, we're going to come into Warrior One. So you'll see the difference between high lunge and Warrior One. So again, coming to the front of the mat, finding that nice yoga pose that we found in the beginning of class, grounding down into the feet. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky. Shoulder blades are coming together. All right, so again, let's find ourselves in that nice original standing balance pose. Crown of the head's reaching up toward the sky. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Spine is aligned. Palms together at heart center. We're going to send the left foot back, coming into Warrior One. So Warrior One is different in a lot of ways than Warrior Two. It does have similarities. Warrior Two, the feet intersect. Remember, Warrior two, the right heel intersects the left foot. In Warrior one, the feet don't intersect. Just kind of imagine there's like a line going between your feet, and the left foot stays on the left side and the right foot stays on the right side. And so what that will do is it'll help you keep your hips forward. Because if you're crisscrossing your feet, you're not going to be able to get those hips forward. And that's what we want to do in Warrior One. So the left foot's at a little angle, maybe 45 degrees, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm grounding down that left foot. Right knee comes over the right ankle. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Spine is aligned. Very similar to high lunge too. We're bringing the hands up, palms are facing each other, shoulders are down. We're gazing forward, we're smiling, right? Bringing that positive energy. Fingertips are reaching to the sky. In yoga, every pose, every body part has an action. It may be a restful action, but every body part has an action. So if you're scanning from the crown of the head's reaching up, shoulders are stacked over the hips, spine is aligned, palms facing each other, shoulders are down, right knee over the right ankle, hips are forward, left foot grounded, left leg engaged. There's a lot going on. It takes a long time. That's why yoga is a practice. So now we're going to lower the left hand onto the back of the left leg. And just bring that right hand up, just so that, like there's that imaginary line, your right thumb is right over your nose. So you're gazing up, reaching the fingertips up, left hand is on the left leg, and you're reaching up, you're still in that Warrior One with the legs, right knee over the right ankle. Nice, just a little bit more of a stretch. Then we're bringing the left hand to meet the right. Palms and fingers together, lower to heart center, bring the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat. Inhale those hands up. We're going to exhale into those sunset arms, soften those knees like you're coming down onto a chair, but you want to be above that chair. Inhale up, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. For doing the right leg back, I'm going to move over here. I have my palms and fingers together. I'm sending my right foot back, 45-degree, imaginary kind of line between the feet. So my right foot's on the outside and my left foot's on the outside on the left side. Palms facing each other, hips are forward. You can check if the hips are forward by bringing your hands onto your hips and just make sure the hips are forward. And that's all. And just scanning the body for your Warrior One. We're going to lower the right hand onto that right leg. Left hand is reaching up toward the sky. There's that imaginary line. So I know I'm gazing up at the left thumb and it's right centered on my face. And I'm reaching. I've got a nice stretch going here. My right hand's on the back of my right leg. Nice. And then I'm going to just bring that right hand up, palms and fingers together, lower to heart center, bring that right foot to meet the left. Inhale those hands up and exhale into a forward fold. Exhale into sunset arms, soft chair, and then rise up again, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. So what we're going to do now, and everybody listening to their body, is we're going to move from those 3 poses we did, Warrior Two, High Lunge, and Warrior One, in a flow, in a nice slow flow movement from one pose to the next. So we're going to find ourselves right at the front of the mat, palms and fingers together. Take your time. If you need to take a breath, if you need a sip of water, just scanning your area, making sure it's all clear. We're going to flow through Warrior Two, High Lunge, and then Warrior One. And then we'll come back and do tree pose for balance as we come toward the end of class. But right now we're still moving. So palms are at center. We're moving into warrior two. Send that left foot back. Right knee over the right ankle. Outside of that left foot is grounded. Arms coming to a T. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Right? We're turning that right palm up. Peaceful warrior. Right hand reaching over toward the back. Left hand on that left leg. Right knee still over that right ankle. Right heel is intersecting the left foot. And then we're coming back into warrior two, turning the palms up toward the sky. Bring the hands up, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Left foot meets the right at the front of the mat. Taking your time, however you get there. Inhale the hands up. Exhale. Sunset arms. Soft chair. Rise up. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. I'm just going to come over here, but you should stay where you're at as long as you can see the screen. Coming up, sending that right foot back, coming into warrior two. Palms and fingers reaching in opposite directions. Fingertips are reaching, arms are engaged. That right hand's at shoulder height. Left knee is over the left ankle. Left palm comes up, peaceful warrior. Right hand on that right leg. Nice stretch along the left side of the body. Breathing in here. Nice stretch. And come on back into warrior two for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Turn the palms up toward the sky. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Bring the right foot to meet the left foot at the front of the mat. And then inhale those arms up. Exhale into your soft chair. And then rise up, palms and fingers together. Finding yourself again at the front of the mat. Let's go ahead now and just take a little bit of a stretch here. Again, inhale the arms up and turn the palms down and just exhale, lowering the hands down and then palms up. Nice full body standing stretch, lowering the hands to heart center. Great, so now we're gonna come into warrior and then we're coming into high lunge, sending the left foot back, soft front knee, right knee over the right ankle, lift up, that coming onto the ball of the left foot. Remember, this is a high lunge, very similar to a runner's lunge, a low runner's lunge, but instead we're standing, we're up, palms are facing each other, shoulders are down, nice and aligned. And then we're going to twist to the left. So bringing that left arm back and your palms are facing toward whatever wall in your house is on the left side twist. And you're reaching, I've grounded that heel in the earth. My right knee is over the right ankle. Breathing here and smiling. Palms up toward the sky. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Bring that left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat. Inhale those hands up. Exhale into your soft chair. Sunset arms and then a nice full body standing stretch into sunrise arms. Lower to heart center. So from here we're going to come into high lunge, right foot back this time. So just like in warrior one, your feet aren't intersecting. So imagine you're about to take off in a race. You don't want that right foot behind the left. You want that back foot ready to go. You want that back foot ready to help you push off. So the left knee is over that left ankle. Hands are up, spine is aligned. Gazing forward, shoulders stacked over the hips. When we take that twist, we're twisting with the upper body. We want to keep the hips as much forward as we can. So you may need to ground the right foot and come into that twist, keeping those hips forward. Nice breath here. And then coming right back to center, right back into your high lunge. Palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. Oops. If you come out, you come right back in. Again, yoga is a practice. I'll always be practicing. There's no yoga Olympics. So we're always in a nice practice. Bring that right foot to meet the left. Inhale the hands up and lower down. Sunset arms, soft chair. Rise up, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. Now we're coming into our warrior one. So finding that nice balanced pose that we started out with, just connecting with the feet, making sure you have those feet are nice and balanced in the earth. I'm going to bring those hands up, palms and fingers together, lower to heart center for balance. This is to set us up in our warrior one. So now we send the left foot back. That left foot's nice and grounded. I'm making sure that imaginary line, I've got my right foot on the outside of that imaginary line and my left foot on the left outside. Palms up, right knee over the right ankle. That back foot's nice and grounded. And just taking a breath or two here. Shoulders are down, hips are forward. And we're going to lower the left hand now onto the back of that left leg. Right fingertips are reaching up toward the sky. That imaginary line from the nose to the thumb, just so you as a guide, you know where that hand should be. Nice stretch in the right arm of breathing. Left hand's connected to that left leg. And then bringing the left hand to meet the right. Palms and fingers together. And lower to heart center. We're going to bring the left foot to meet the right. Inhale those hands up. And exhale, soft chair, sunset arms. And rise up, palms and fingers together. And lower to heart center. Coming into warrior one with the right foot going back now. So the right foot's going back. Little bit of an angle. Feet, there's that imaginary line between the feet so the hips can stay forward. Left knee is over that left ankle. Hands are coming up. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Spine is aligned. Outside of that right foot's nice and grounded. Left knee stays over that left ankle. If it passes, maybe your feet are a little bit too close together. Hands coming up into your warrior one. You can open your arms a little bit too in warrior one. Listen to your body. And now we're going to lower the right hand on the right leg. And the left hand is reaching up toward the sky, right? Just kind of knowing that left thumb is right over that left nose. So that's where that hand should be. We're reaching up, nice stretch. We're still in warrior one legs. One more breath here. Right hand comes up, palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. Right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale the hands up and exhale, soft chair. And then rise up, palms and fingers together and lower to heart center. So stay where you are at the front of your mat. I'm now going to do some balance. We'll come into tree. So from here, find that nice yoga pose we had, palms forward, crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky, spine is aligned, and let's start to shift like we did in the beginning of class. Just kind of move your weight, shifting weight from one foot to the other, just to and pause when you get to one side and then the other. Because tree is all about balance. All of yoga is all about balance. But tree pose really focuses on balancing on one side of your body. One foot and that one leg is your tree trunk. So just start to ground down and then come into that nice pose. Inhale the hands up, palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. So from here, I want you to locate a spot on your wall or on the floor that's not moving, your drishti, your focal point, that you'll focus on when we come into tree pose. So we're going to start by shifting all of our weight onto that right foot and that right leg. And we're going to pivot the left leg toward the left side of your room. The left heel should come into the inside of that right leg. If you want, You can bring the left foot to the inside of that right leg, above or below the knee. You just do not want the foot touching any part of the knee. You want to make sure there's a lot of space between your heel and that knee. Or you can just leave the left foot, which is what I'm going to do today, kind of leaning right above that right ankle. Shoulders are stacked, palms are at heart center. I'm gazing at my dristi, inhaling the hands up, and we're going to open up our branches. So moving our branches, if you want, maybe it's a little windy out, so you can kind of challenge yourself a little bit with a move. Maybe wiggle your fingers like they're the leaves on the tree, and your wrists, and just kind of moving around, focusing on that right foot, that foundation foot, and the right leg, which is your tree trunk. Breathing around, and then coming to stillness. Let's go ahead and bring the hands together and lower it to heart center. So don't put the left leg back yet. We're going to bring that left knee in and up and extend it out, and then slowly lower it down. And then we're just going to stretch out that right side. So take any movement you feel you need. We were in it for a moment or two, maybe a minute or two, with all of the weight on that right leg. So if you feel you need to shake it out a little bit, you can. Take that time to do what you want to do. And then come back into our nice standing yoga pose. Palms facing forward, shoulders stacked over the hips. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky. And we're preparing to come into tree pose now onto the left side. So start by just shifting the weight from side to side. And then when you're ready, just start to move all of your weight, shift all your weight onto that left side, onto the left foot. The left leg becomes your tree trunk. Inhale those hands up, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center, locate your dristi. And then we're shifting now the right leg toward the right side of your room. Same thing here. You can lean that right heel up against the left leg. You can bring that right foot to the shin or the inside of the thigh, just making sure that the right foot is not touching that left knee anywhere. Just in case you shift a little bit, you don't want to push on that knee joint. So finding your tree pose, we're going to inhale the hands up, and again, open up the branches, moving the fingers and the wrists. Another challenge, if you want to challenge, you can always put your hand on a chair too, is gaze up. And that will challenge your balance. Sometimes you can close your eyes. These are really things to do once you've kind of felt nice and comfortable moving your arms and you feel that connection on that left side. And then inhale the hands up, palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. Bring that right knee forward, and then extend that right leg out and slowly lower down. Nice. Shake out that right or the left side, whatever you're feeling. And then finding your way right back into that nice yoga pose. So remember, in the beginning of class, we were doing that apple picking. We're going to do that again. So kind of before we start with that, we're going to just shift from one foot onto the next. Nice and slow, finding that nice motion, finding the balance when you're moving from one foot to the next. So the next time you're on that left side and the left foot, bring the right foot onto the ball of the right foot and bring that right hand up and over. And then the same thing on the other side. Taking a breath here, in and out. In and out through the nose, and then on the other side, in and out through the nose. And just do that a few times. Nice stretching out the arms. And then coming back into that yoga pose, we're gonna reach the right arm forward with a little bit of a twist. You can soften that right knee. And then the same thing on the left side, softening that left knee, and then softening that right knee. I'm keeping my arm engaged. I'm really reaching My hand is at shoulder height. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I'm in a little bit of a twist here too, bringing my right shoulder back. So it's reach and then reach. Little bit of a twist here too. Reach, reach. One more time. Reach and reach. And then I'm coming forward now. And we're gonna do the same thing with soft knees. Reaching the arms down. So see, I'm softening my right knee and I'm just reaching down. I'm not going down too much. And then I'm doing the same thing on the left. I'm in a little bit of a twist. My right hand is coming behind me. So we're working on that twist. Very gently, I'm listening to my body the whole way and my knees. Any discomfort in the knees, you come up straight and you just move with the upper body. Listen to the body. Listen to the body. Anything's uncomfortable, listen to it. Come out of that. So now we're going to let's bring all our hands together, heart center. We're going to bring those 3 stretches together. So we're going to bring that right hand up, right foot comes on the ball, and we're going to do each 2 times on each side. So left side. This is a nice slow movement, nice and controlled. Right side and left side. And back to your stand. And then we're bringing that right hand forward. I'm softening that left knee. I'm softening my right knee. I'm coming into a little bit of a twist, listening to my body. So this is with the hand out in front of you on one side and then the other side. One side and then the other side, and then we're going down. So you can soften a little bit more, or you could do it standing up. This is all about getting a little bit of a twist in the upper body, keeping those arms moving, listening to the body. Any discomfort anywhere, come back up, listen to the body. It's so important. So let's all find our way into a nice stand. We're going to heel toe our feet together, so that our shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Feet are right underneath the hips. Spine is nice and aligned. Shoulders are together. We're going to come into a nice full body standing stretch here. Breathing up and gazing up. Turning the palms down toward the earth. Softening the knees, coming into those sunset arms. Rising up again. Palms and fingers together. Crossing the fingers on both hands, pushing up this time. We're going to push those hands to the right and then come back center and then to the left. A lot of upper body stretching today. And just do that a few times. Nice. Breathing, not holding the breath. Center and then coming forward, pushing the arms forward. And you can kind of move them along to the right, come back center, and move to the left with the hips forward. And just do that a few times. Getting some nice rotation again. A little bit of twisting in the upper body. And then lower those hands down. I'm going to inhale the hands up. Separate the hands, coming down into sunset arms. And then rising up, palms and fingers together. Lowering to heart center. So as we come to the end of this class, I do want to thank everybody for joining me here today. If we were laying down on the mat, we would come into a Shavasana. So instead, we're going to just come into a comfortable standing pose. Maybe separate the feet out a little bit. You can heel toe them out. Palms are facing out, shoulders are stacked, finding alignment in the spine, and just gently close your eyes just for a moment. If you feel more comfortable swaying, you can do that. If you want to place your hand on a chair, you could do that. And just taking a little bit of time for yourself, finding a little gentle movement, gently keeping those eyes closed if you want, or open, whatever you're feeling. And then coming to stillness. Let's turn the palms now out. Bring the hands up over the head, palms and fingers together, and lowering to heart center. I want to thank you all for allowing me to guide you through this Project Independence yoga class. It is an honor. If you have any questions at all about Project Independence Fitness, you can always call 311 516 869 6311. And you can ask for me. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Om Shanti 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 Om, which is peace to you and to all of your families. Namaste.